is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Currently on No Other Pod. It's your Teal Talk boys. Back for another episode. Daniel Kooser here, and my good buddy Chris Wright, my chemistry amigo. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. You're way too peppy this morning. You got some pep, and I love it. I need it.
I'm a morning guy, man. I'm a morning guy.
I am not, and I need it. So send it my way, and we should be good to go.
Listen, I love a good morning office meeting. All right, I love it. I'm pepped up. I've worked out. I'm ready to go. I've been fasting, shit like that. And then you do afternoon meetings, and I will yawn 27 times in an hour. I am not lying. I will count that shit. And because I'll be like stifling it. And when you stifle a yawn, your need to yawn just grows. And because I don't want to show people I'm yawning. I don't want to be like, yeah, you're boring me. So I'm just like this. My eyes will start watering. But yeah, so office people, stop having afternoon meetings. We don't like it.
I'm the opposite. Like,
you like it?
Early in the morning, man, just leave me alone. Let me get settled. I need to be settled.
Spoken like a true nighttime exercise guy.
This is true.
Doesn't get his morning calisthenics in. Waits till the evening.
Oh, true story. I don't know if you want to tell it, but when you lived in Chicago, I visited because I was going to Iceland the next morning, right? And like I visited. You sheltered me for a day. We hung out. And you sheltered me for a day.
Studio apartment.
In your studio apartment in Chicago. And you guys had a workout early in the morning. And you guys were afraid you're going to wake me up. I slept through the whole damn thing and had no clue you even were. I didn't even know you worked out. Nope.
Yeah. You're kind of a demon because we had adjustable dumbbells. So when you're done doing a set, you got to go adjust the weight. It's like clankety clank, 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 clank. And we're just being so quiet because our sweet baby Chris is over there sleeping on an air mattress, being all cute. And then you wake up and you were like, you guys work out already? And we're like, what the? Yes, we were so loud. Good time. Hey, dude, it is game week. We get to preview actual soccer. World Cup's coming to an end as well. We got some injury updates, potentially a shorter episode today. But that's good. We're getting back into the swing of things, man, because there's not many NWSL league games left. So I'm excited to get those going, and I'm also sad I have to miss the game this Friday. Are you going to be out there?
You're missing the game?
I got to miss the game, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
I'll be there.
Got an improv comedy show. So
okay.
another one of those. We're our last one of the season. I tell listeners to come, but you fucked up. It's sold out. Come next time. Anywho, man, Challenge Cup brackets out. That's a big deal. We, if you guys forgot, we're in the semifinals. We are hosting the semifinal game. Could potentially host the final if things, you kind of want to root for Louisville, right? To beat OL Reign.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we are hosting, why am I blanking here? North Carolina? Gotham?
North Carolina.
Okay. So that's fun. I mean, if the final was in Seattle, you want to take a little flight? You want to go out there?
If it was not 3 days after, I would be interested.
Yeah.
That a little short notice.
Where's your spontaneity? We did it for DC. Remember that?
That is true. That is true.
You're putting Challenge Cup down the pedestal. You're like, I won't do it for that, but I'll gladly go watch us get our asses kicked by Portland.
Now, let me ask you a question. Would you have rather played Gotham or North Carolina?
Well,
it's irrelevant now, right?
I mean, Gotham's kind of crushing it, right? But North Carolina's been pretty good. We've beat them both. North Carolina's also beat us. So I don't know. Tough question.
Yeah. I'm just happy we get to host a game. Like, there is a point when we didn't think we had a chance. Like, right, we were that last team in, the very last team who was going to make it. We thought we had to, travel somewhere. Some weird things shook out. We had a chance to win the league early, or win the division early. Yeah, that was a missed opportunity. But you know what? We went in, we beat Racing. It was beautiful. We get to host a cup game, which really kind of helps to make up for, how the season has shook out for the regular season, right? We'll talk about that, but, with the Challenge Cup, it gives us something extra to really, really shoot for.
It's just, it's exciting, man. It makes a game more meaningful because it's a knockout game, right?
Yep.
Now that game will be coming, it's a little ways away, September 6th. Yep. With the final on September 9th at like 11 a.m., which is awesome. I'm a big fan of those early games, man. You get out there, it doesn't take up your whole evening. You can go home, you have your evening available. It's good stuff.
I just don't like how, in my opinion, it should be prime time. Like, a championship of this caliber should be prime time. It should, it is on CBS, by the way, but it should be as a prime slot. Now, I don't know how difficult it was to get that scheduled and would be to get it scheduled on a prime slot, prime time slot, but I don't know. I just hope we make it, man. I just want this team to play for something meaningful and win some money.
Yeah. I don't want to count chickens before they're hatching, of course, because you do got to win that semifinal game before you go on to potentially host the final. So that's my Miami week too, man. We're heading to Miami that weekend. So I'm like, I don't know if flights can be mixed around if we do host a final or whatever, but I'll do my best to figure it out. So we'll see what happens. As usual, guys, if you've yet to leave a 5-star rating and review, please go do it. Helps us get noticed. A lot of people say nice things about us online. Christian Gumminger's kind of biased, but he says nice things about us. Wow, are we moving right into it, dude? Are you ready for this? Chartergate. Have you heard about this?
I have, man. It's lit the soccer world on fire the last day or two.
On fire. Basically, this tells me, hold on, misconduct is bad in organizations, but don't you dare take a charter flight. Don't you dare. They got fined a lot of money for booking a charter flight, Casey Current did, because they couldn't find any direct flights at the time. So they did a charter. And NWSL was like, shame.
Well, it pisses me off on so many levels. So first of all, $55,000 over the use of a charter flight in early July. This, I believe, was the last leg of their away games. When there was no flights available, you'd have to do multiple layovers. Like it
had a string of away games at that time.
It just pisses me off because how can you talk about player safety? How can you talk about player safety when you are willing to put players through this to play a game? And when there is an easy solution that would not come at the cost of them or any other entity but the Kansas City Current. It was an easy solution and they're being fined for it. And it makes the league look bad. How are you supposed to attract talent from all over the world when, we charter a flight and they're like, no, can't do that. You're going to be fined.
You better get that Southwest A boarding group. You're done. Here's where I stand. Rules are rules. These were policies. You have to follow them. There's no wiggle room. Like, you have to do it. Cool. I'm fine with that. But the amount of the fine, the fact that it was greater than the one that the league issued to OL Reign and Gotham FC as part of that corrective and punitive actions following the investigative report into misconduct across the whole league, this fine was greater. You have now said what's worse. You have now shown your hand that misconduct's bad, but you want to take a charter flight? Nah, you're done. That's what drives me crazy. I'm fine with the fine, but the level of fine, I mean, okay, I agree that the fine's effed up, right? But rules are rules. They have to be followed. But the monetary value? God dang.
I just wonder if this was a rule that kind of lingered right? That's been a rule for a while, and then it's kind of outdated. And then because of that's kind of my hope, but it's still bullshit. It's still absolute bullshit. It just baffles me that the fact that the OL Reign in Gotham had, was fined less. Your player safety, the safety of your players, in that regard means less than a chartered flight.
Look, monetary value in its own, in retail, dude, in consumerism, all right? They are saying that a charter flight, is a nice Viking range, a little decor oven, nice special order merchandise. You gotta reach out to get it. You know what misconduct is? Frigidaire. If you guys are I'm an appliance store, dude. I gotta tell you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm trying to follow along, buddy, and
I'm sorry. Everyone that has a Frigidaire right now is like, what's he talking about? Is that a bad one?
This is what happens when you get morning Dan. Starts going off on appliances.
I'm off the rails, bro. I had a little explosive cardio this morning. I'm a little woozy.
And what makes me, so first of all, what are they going to do with that $55,000? What are they going to do with it?
Did you already say that this was not supposed to be public?
No, I have not said that.
So this was supposed to be hush hush?
This was not supposed to be made public, but because of the reporting of Meg Linehan and The Athletic, she absolutely deserves credit. She crushes it at her job. She reported it, and then it's blown up since. It was not initially supposed to be public. And what makes it interesting is that, the team in a statement to The Athletic said this decision was made to protect the health and safety of our players. The fact that they were asked for a statement and they gave one really told me that they were pissed off with this decision, right? They gave a team statement to The Athletic about this fine. So that just tells me they absolutely don't agree with it. If they did, they probably would just say no comment or something like that, right?
Yeah,
they gave a statement.
They're probably happy to pay the fine. They're probably like, okay, whatever. We're building a huge freaking stadium worth millions of dollars. I think we can shell out $55,000, which is bullshit, but we'll do it.
Well, it puts Kansas City at a disadvantage, just due to the flights, right? If you're LA, you can fly anywhere. If you're Houston, you could probably fly anywhere because of your hubs, right? Chicago, you could go anywhere. Like, they're major airline hubs. Kansas City, we're slowly becoming one, more so because of our airport, but we don't have the flight options that everybody else does. So we are at a disadvantage there. And by the way, I don't care if this could have been LA. It could have been any team, and I would have had the same opinion. It's bullshit. Sure. They should not be fined for a charter flight. We want to move the league forward. The WNBA had a huge thing about chartered flights, right? Yeah. I mean, they had a huge thing about charter flights, and they absolutely deserve it. How can you move the league forward? How can you attract outside talent when you won't do something as simple as a charter flight that's not even on your dime? They are not paying for it. The team is. It makes the league look bad, and everybody on Twitter is bashing the league, and rightfully so.
Look, these players, though, when they got on the flight, they were probably like, this is nice. They were probably, whoa, oh, look at his leg room. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Not babies.
Not having to wait. I mean.
Yeah. Well, I don't got to wait for my boarding group. This is, whoa. Feel these chairs, you guys.
Leaning back like leather.
Yeah. Hold on. When I recline, does that bother you? It doesn't? Oh, my God.
And there's an airport right up in North Kansas City, right? I don't know if that's where they flew out of. I can't speak to that. But they do have a private airport right there, which is not too far from the stadium, not too far from their training facility. How beautiful would that be if they actually were allowed to permanently take chartered flights? Like,
I mean, dude, what's stopping the league from allowing that? I mean, is it it's a salary cap issue, like an allocated money situation? Like, because I think I don't know shit about this. Okay, I'm just going to preface that. I don't know shit. But if they want to spend the money to charter a flight and it doesn't affect anyone, then do it. Someone more smart and financial than me probably knows that it affects league money or spending or some shit.
I don't think it has to do with the cap. I think it just has to do with the Kansas City current team or ownership group spending 50 or whatever it costs to charter a flight. I don't know. But I think it's just out of their pocket, but I don't think it affects the cap.
So then what's the reason for the fine then? Tell me that. What is the, just because you can't do that? They want them to fly public shit?
I don't know if it's a mechanism to not give a team a competitive advantage over others. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if it's an old rule that just never got updated over time. It's absolutely silly. I imagine they're going to talk to the league about that and hopefully get rid of that stupid ass rule.
Then how about you stop having 17 owners on Angel City that could potentially pull in new players to give them a competitive advantage because they want to go play for these star players turned owners.
Oh, there was no. So when Angel City became a team, I don't know if it's still that way, but there was a thing where players got a percentage of season ticket purchases or some weird thing. I don't know if that was a thing that was proposed. So how was that some type, not a competitive advantage, but something like this could be considered one?
Good point. They do. It was in that documentary they talked about how their players get some money off ticket sales.
Yeah, so you can't tell me a player wouldn't want to go to a team like LA that has a higher population that could have more potential income from said ticket sale policy. I don't know. But like it just, this is just something that it makes the league look stupid, and they're taking a big L on this one. And I think they need to do something quickly to corral the public opinion on this one. And I think by either donating that fine and changing the rules, if they donated that $55,000 to Maui for disaster relief and then change the rule, I think that would look great. But they look like idiots right now.
Yeah, I mean, people will forget about it in 2 weeks. I mean, it'll leave the news cycle, and it is what it is. So that's probably pretty sad. Cool. Hey, everybody, stay right there because we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Break it.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network. Make sure you download our new app. Find it on the App Store or Google Play. Just search KC Sports Network.
What's up, bro? You like
It's been a long time.
You like the 3 lines on my shirt here? We're going to the finals, baby, mate.
I'm not going to lie. I was going for Australia.
Oh, I was too, honestly, because I think it's cool for a host nation to have such a story. They weren't the highest ranked team in this tournament. We all know who was and lost. But for Australia to make it as far as they did, and I watched that Disney Plus docuseries, so I was kind of like invested in them and their players and their coaches and their stories. Would have been cool, but Sam Kerr didn't play for a majority of the tournaments, and then she comes back and they lose.
Although she had a laser of a goal, man. I actually watched the game. She had a laser of a goal, and then
England turned around and was like, we got to go back up.
Yeah, and then there was a couple moments where Kerr had a really good opportunity. It was 2-1. She had 2 really good looks in the box and just couldn't put it on frame. And then England hit them with a counter and then went up 3-1. So it was one of those things where if she had put that in the back of the net, the game probably would have changed completely. But
man, you got up early. I was up, I think we caught the last 15, 20 minutes of it. So
okay.
That's wild.
It was fun, though. It was a fun game.
Yeah, it was. Man, some NWSL news. The league and the Players Association are heading to arbitration this month over the particulars of free agency. So, legal people, if you know what arbitration is, let me know. But no, I think, what are they doing? Discussions about how free agency, what arbitration means?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's over, like, the options, like a team option, player option. I don't know if it's over who's available for free agency. But if I remember correctly, the last time they were in arbitration, the Players Association actually won. So that gave more players access to free agency. I don't know the particulars of what this one is about. But the fact that they're heading to arbitration. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, there's not any holdout or anything like that, but the fact that, I thought this was settled in their CBA, but not. So
we'll keep an eye on that, see what happens. The Bing is back in training. She wasn't injured or anything, just returned from the World Cup, took some time off probably to rest her legs. But I highly expect to see her this weekend, I would assume, which is nice. And what's also nice is it's not like she hasn't been playing meaningful soccer. She's been playing soccer at the highest level, presumably. So we'll greatly benefit from her return.
Absolutely. We missed her.
Yeah. Claire Lavage is doing more in practice, more training.
Yep.
Getting closer, getting better. Dude, we're getting some people back here, right? Hannah Glass and Desiree Scott doing some stuff on the side. Okay. Little steps. Di Bernardo. Wow. Have we forgotten about her yet? Because it's been forever. Doing some passing drills, but still coming back from concussion with Morgan Gautrat. Jesus. This is crazy. I don't get it. Lauren and Balasager are currently waiting for visas to join the current. That sucks.
It does.
Jesus. I kind of assume that stuff gets done right away, but we've heard stories over and over that's like, still, that player's still waiting to come to the country, and it's like, what the hell? Okay.
Well, a lot of these happened like either right before the World Cup or during the World Cup. So I don't know the time frame it takes, but you're right though. Like, I wish they could have got this thing sorted a little earlier because they'd be back. They'd be with the team right now.
Well, every game matters. Okay, it's not like they wouldn't help us if they played Friday. Like we'll take them. It'd be nice to have that depth, the rotation, get it in there, because playoffs are looming. Season's half over. So our playoff picture, buddy, not good. Not good. We're in trouble. So how many games remaining?
7.
Okay.
We got 7 remaining. And in case you haven't been following, we are last, currently 12th place, with 15 points with a goal differential of -9. So I don't think we can rely on a goal difference to squeak us through. I think we gotta get the points outright.
Oh, 100%. You wrote in here in our notes, are we optimistic or pessimistic?
Choose your own adventure. Which one are you?
Choose your path. I'm very pessimistic. They would have to really go lights out and do something special here, because they've lost step with the pack. Everyone's moving up, we keep moving down. It's not going to be easy. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. You've got numbers. You brought in calculations.
Yeah, last night.
Tell me your science. Tell me your math.
So essentially, we got to look at this as it's a playoff game. Every regular season is a playoff game. And I did some math, right? And I calculated, I looked at where we were, games remaining, and then I looked the last 3 seasons and what teams made the very last playoff spot, who they were, and how many points they needed to get there. So a little bit of history. 2019, the last team to make the playoffs with 34 points was, you might have heard of them, the Utah Royals. Last playoff spot, 34 points in 2019. I didn't do anything with 2020 because of COVID, but 2021, North Carolina made it with 33 points. And last year, Chicago was the last team in with 33 points. So I did a couple calculations with the last, the playoff line being 33 points and 34 points. So, we'll kind of see there. Current has 15 points with 7 games remaining. So if we're gonna be pessimistic and let's say we need 34 points to make the playoffs, right? That means we need 19 points off of 7 games. Now, you might ask, how many points per game do we need to reach that 34-point playoff line?
Yeah, divide that by 7, right?
Yep, 2.71 points per game we need to make the playoffs if we're looking at a 34-point playoff line. So we essentially have to win out. Now,
I mean, or win 6 and lose 1 or something. You know what I mean? Choose your science there.
And we talked about this a little earlier. Anything could happen, right? The last 2 teams could go on a terrible losing bender, which let's hope, and it could give us some wiggle room. But
you got to root for everyone else to lose.
You got to,
and
if everyone else lose.
If there's teams above you that you could catch up, you kind of got to root for a draw. You kind of got to hope they both drop points, right?
Yep. And that was with 34 points. And if we're going to be a little optimistic, and let's say 33 is a playoff line, then we need 2.57 points per game, which is still not great, buddy, because if we lose this game, we essentially have to win out regardless.
Oh, boy. Well, it starts Friday. Yeah, it starts Friday, and if it starts with a loss, it just gets harder, my friend. You start putting all your stock into Challenge Cup then, right?
Yep. So if we lose 1 game, it's going to be we have to basically win out. If we lose 2, then we're not mathematically eliminated, but the math is just not really there. But
right. This is all dependent on other results.
Yeah. And we'll keep track of this throughout the season because I was digging this. I was actually enjoying myself putting this together.
Hey, so look at that. We'll have a little fun.
I was. We'll keep track as the season goes on. We'll talk more about the math behind it. But that's where we're at, by the way.
Love it.
Not great.
Well, we got that game this Friday. OL Reign, 7 p.m. It is for oh my God, what's it called? Women's something night.
Is that women's appreciation?
We're not doing it justice. That is not what it's called.
Let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick because we're butchering it and we look silly.
We're butchering it. You look it up. It's 7 p.m. and we're trying to pack the park, man. Pretty exciting.
I got it. Inspiring Women Night.
Inspiring Women Night. Cool. So Inspiring Women Night. We're gonna take. Goddamn, I'm being told to take a break. I don't even have a natural way to do it.
Give us a finger point.
I don't have a natural.
Ready? Right back.
We're gonna take a break.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network. Make sure you download our new app. Find it on the App Store or Google Play. Just search KC Sports Network.
And we're back.
He gotcha. He caught you.
Oh man. Sometimes this podcast life is rough, bro. Trying to make those transitions. 7 o'clock. They've sold 11,500 tickets and counting. Is that right?
Counting. That is correct.
So the park will exceed. Well, it won't. The park is bigger than that, but they will potentially break their sellout or their ticket record that they've set for themselves.
Potentially.
Interesting, and that's cool. Kansas City, surrounding cities, they're showing up on a Friday night, which doesn't always happen, man. Sometimes those Friday games are hard for everyone to get to, so it's not a ton of people. I'm excited about it. I'm sad to miss it. I hope you have a good time.
Hopefully, the current have the luck with you gone that they did with me gone because they basically won out when I missed games. So hopefully they can do the same.
Well, you're returning though, so it's gonna be bad. Dude, the OL Reign is 2-2-1 in their last regular season game, in the last 5 regular season games with the national team players. All right, they're what, 4th place?
4th place with 24 points.
You wrote 3rd place. You wrote with a 4 RD place, but confused.
Yeah, I initially put 3rd and then I changed it. So yeah,
changed it. What sucks is that the U.S. national team is not in the World Cup anymore. So similar to Dabinya returning to Kansas City, they're going to have players returning for them. Rose Lavelle, Megan Rapinoe. Have you heard of these women? They're pretty good.
Alana Cook, national team defender, one of the best crossers in the league, Sofia Huerta. And then Quinn, who played for Canada. I mean, it's going to be bad. that's a starting lineup.
These players, those players on the Reign are going to be pissed and wanting to play soccer. Well, we have one player that's pissed as well, a little Brazilian badass named Abinha, who's probably a little pissed also. So I expect to see a pretty big fight. I expect to see some fast-paced soccer, man. One of the teams trying to get in on the scoreboard early. I don't expect OL Reign to come in and sit back and make it a boring game, which if they were smart, they would, because that would frustrate the shit out of us. You know, why wouldn't you? I mean, that's just not in teams' nature, right? Like, some teams go in and they're like, we're going to park the bus. We don't need to win this game. And that's where OL Reign is. We don't need to beat the last team in the league. This isn't a crucial game. So let's just go have fun.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy to me how close all the teams are, you know, for a potential playoff push. So we're 6 points behind, right? North Carolina in first place, they're 5 points ahead of the current playoff line. And OL Reign are only 3 points ahead. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's chaos. Anything could happen with this regular season right now. You know, I wonder if OL are going to, you know, look at this game as let's see how we get back in form. Let's get everybody reintegrated. Or if they're only like, you know, hey, we're 3 points above this line. We got to get our shit together. It's just going to be interesting to see how both teams come out. Like you mentioned, man, these players are pissed. You know, Brazil never thought they would go out, you know, in the group stages. The U.S. never thought they would go out in the round of 16. They're pissed. They want to come back, and they, you know, I'm really curious to see how they respond, right? How does Abinha respond? How the U.S., you know, players respond? And I think it's going to be a wild game in front of a hell of a crowd.
I mean, it should be. Dude, Huerta and Rapinoe are great crossers. Rapinoe doesn't really get starting minutes all that much, but when she comes in, she's firing them into the box. Corner kicks galore. We need to keep them from having corner kicks. You know, and you start that by keeping them out of our box. You know, just eliminate that danger factor, man. Rose Lavelle's so explosive on the ball as well. Just fast, dude. Just long legs. Just strong on that ball. So I'm a little nervous. OL Reign, usually pretty good. So I'm not confident at all.
Their attack is a little bit like pick your poison, because Rapinoe and Huerta, like you mentioned, man, their crosses are some of the best in the league. Rapinoe, I was looking at their stats last night. I think she might have been first, but she's top 3 in assists for 90 minutes. So she's incredibly effective, even with some of her limited minutes. But they're so good at crossing the ball in the box, and they have the highest percent of aerial duels won. So you know they're going to be a danger with those crosses. And, you know, like you mentioned, Rose Lavelle, it's pick your poison. Do you want to shut down the outside and make them funnel their attack through the middle with Rose Lavelle, which is not a great thing? Or do you want to force them to spread out their attack out wide and try and defend those crosses the best you can? It's going to be tough. And the OL are gritty on the road. They're what? They only have 6 goals for, but 6 against.
They have a 0 goal diff on the road, which is crazy.
So they're tough, man. They're tough. They're a great coach, experienced team. I kind of wish this was not our first game back. But
can't fret over it. As we said earlier, need all the points.
It's a playoff game, man.
Yeah, need to dig in, treat every game as the last one, because it's you dug yourself a hole. You messed up and you dug a hole this year. You had to go get concussed, ladies. No. Bad deal.
Yeah, you know, our center back situation, I think, at the beginning of the year was really what put us in a hole, right?
Yeah.
We remedied that. You could argue too little, too late, but, you know, next year we definitely fix that situation. So
my hope is that we haven't had too much time off and they can get back into that rhythm that they ended the Challenge Cup with, that Kristen Hamilton can get back to scoring 2-3 goals a game, Michelle Cooper being her beast of a person. It'll be interesting. Excited to watch the replay afterwards. So Dude, you put a coaching question in here. Do you make a coaching change now, or finish out the season? Are we worried that Caroline Hueblum is gonna be let go mid-season here?
No, I think she's going to be with the current regardless. She was an interim. I just really wonder if it's tough though, because the Challenge Cup, right? We're playing for something. We're playing something for something very meaningful. Do you want to mess with that? Do you want to
got him there?
She got him there. Absolutely. She absolutely got him there. But also, if you make a coaching change, you can see how that change plays out throughout the end of the year, right? Do you make a change now and do you try to bring somebody like Vlatko? Do you try to bring in a European manager? What do you do? Or just let it play out? I don't know what the question is, but all year long, we kind of wondered, would she finish the season? Would she, would there be a coaching change throughout the season? It just kind of makes me wonder, since the World Cup is coming to an end, kind of what we might think about doing. I don't know. I don't know what we do. I don't want it to affect what we've done with the Challenge Cup, though. I like what we've done. I don't think you should, make any changes there. But in terms of bringing somebody in for the regular season, at the end of, the regular season, if we can't make the playoffs, right, if we're mathematically eliminated, do we try to do something just to see how, a new coach could change kind of the end of the year, if that makes sense?
I think they let her finish the season because, especially if she goes on some magical run with this team and squeezes them into the playoffs at the end.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Not impossible.
Very tough games coming up. Every team's tough in their own way. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. We had a World Cup section inserted here at the end. We kind of touched on that throughout this episode. But the finals are set. It is Spain versus England. Mates versus conquistadors, if you will. I just pulled that out of my ass. I have no idea. What are we thinking here? I mean, ranking wise, isn't England a higher ranked team?
Yeah. They're higher ranked. I mean, first and foremost, I couldn't cheer for Sweden, man. They knocked us out. I couldn't cheer for them. Even though, they beat us. And, a lot of times you want to see the team that beat you win because it justifies your loss, right? Like, we got beat by the champs.
That's what I was telling Jimmy the other week. Absolutely.
And, I will say Sweden was so classy in their win against the U.S. They defended the U.S. women and all the criticism. So I love that.
Quick side note. In March Madness, when KU loses, I say win because it inevitably happens sometimes earlier than we'd like. Do you then turn and root for that team, even if it's someone like K-State?
Oh, if it's K-State, definitely not.
What if it's Bucknell?
It has to be
or Bradley. You remember those B names?
Who was it? Northern Iowa? Is that correct?
Yeah, Northern Iowa.
Ali Farouk Manesh broke my heart with that 3. Northern Iowa. There we go.
Anyone can beat it in college basketball. It's the parity's so high in that tournament, dude. It's crazy.
To me, it just depends who the team is. To be honest, if they're a good, classy team, and then I think so. I think what bothers me about Sweden is we were the better team, but just couldn't finish, and then we messed up in the PKs. That's what bothers me.
Nick got to put us on Rock Chalk Talk here. We're put us on his radio show.
I'm sure he wants us nowhere near that.
No, that show. Well, he does it for half a day every day. So that's Rock Chalk Sports Talk. There you go. Shout out.
Yep. Listen if you're a KU fan.
But I tell you, I think England's got it. I mean, I think it's coming home, as they say, right?
I don't know, man. Spain has been fun to watch. They possess really well what Spanish team doesn't, right? All of Spain, they just possess the ball. That's what they're bred to do. They're so fun to watch, though, man. And they got their star player back. I'm just looking at the playoff bracket and kind of what they've done. I I think Spain's won their games. Spain looked good in their victories. They look like they should be the winning team. England, there's times when they didn't look like the winning team on the field, but they won. Nigeria.
They have till Sunday to shape that up, I mean, anything could happen.
Like you said, it's a tournament. Anything could happen, especially in soccer where all it takes is just one bad deflection, right? Mm-hmm. I'm personally going for Spain. I don't know. I just hope for a good, exciting game. And it's going to be at 5 a.m., by the way, on Sunday, I think.
There is. Big props to people getting up during this game. I've seen, I woke up later and I see all these posts, all these tweets and stuff. Are they still called tweets or are they called X's? I don't know. Fucked up app now, but whatever. It just makes me feel. It makes me feel like I'm going to buy shoes from StockX, like the app icon and stuff. Kind of. I don't know.
Everything special about Twitter. They just made everything generic now. It's generic. A post, like an X post. I don't know if that's what it's called, but
you got to repost instead of retweet. Retweet was great.
It was different. It had a branding to it. I don't know.
Oh well, we're still on there though for the sports.
For the sports.
Well, dude, 5 a.m. Sunday, World Cup. 7 p.m. this Friday, Kansas City Current, Packed Park. Ode to Women Night. What was it called? God damn it!
It's Inspiring Women Night.
Inspiring Women Night. Ode to Women is also a great theme. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. Playoff push starts now for the regular season. So every game is a playoff game.
Yeah. Okay. What are you thinking? Anything else?
Nothing else. I'm trying to get that win, man, in front of 11,500 people and counting. And a rabid atmosphere. I'm excited.
Excited. Yeah. Excited for you to experience that. That would be a blast. Cool. Well, we're going to piss off then. Thank you guys so much for listening every week. And we'll, feel free to follow us on Twitter. Son of a bitch. It's Twitter to me. No other pod at Dan Kooser at Chris Wright 21, I guess. If you want to send us an email, nootherpod@gmail.com. People do it. Some people ask us not to read it, so it stays in our hearts. I forward you the nice stuff that they say. Makes you feel good, right?
I love it. It makes me, it's nice to connect with people and it gives me purpose.
There you go.
More of a purpose.
Make us feel good. Give Chris purpose.
Give me purpose.
Anyways, thank you so much, guys. We will talk to you next week, and we love you. Swishes.